Welcome everybody, how are you? Today we'll solve a lot of questions about limited. Look at this example, limited 1 plus 1 over x all power 2x when x approximated to infinity. We want to find the result. We know the rule here, limited 1 plus 1 over x all power x when x approximated to infinity, it will be e. So the result here will be e power 2. Number 2, limited when x approximated to 0. About this function 1 plus x all power 1 over 3x, it will be e power 1 over 3, because we know the rule limited when x approximated to 0. About 1 plus x all power 1 over x, it will be equal e. If we have here third, the result here will be e power third. Okay, so the result in this example e power third. Limited for this function 1 plus 1 over 1 plus x all power x when x approximated to infinity. We must convert this power here like this base here in the numerator. So we must add 1 here and subtract by 1. And then we can write limited when x approximated to infinity about this function 1 plus 1 over 1 plus x power x plus 1 multiplication about limited when x approximated to infinity about the same function here 1 plus 1 over 1 plus x all power negative 1. The result about this function here, it will be e. Why? Because the base in the numerator here 1 plus x, okay, and the power like it, and x approximated to infinity, so we can add here 1 from left hand side and hand side. So the result will be here when 1 plus x approximated to infinity about the function, the result will be e. And here we can add 1 to left hand side and right hand side. The base here 1 plus x, put this base here equal infinity here, 1 over infinity equals 0. 1 over infinity 0, 0 plus 1 equal 1, 1 power negative 1, it will be 1. So the result will be e multiplication by 1, the result will be e. Then we must write here e. Understood? Again I write here positive 1 and negative 1 and write multiplication about two base here. If we add them, the result will be the same base here, and here I will put 1 plus x equal infinity is the rule. The result here will be 1, and here 1 plus x here equal infinity, 1 over infinity equal 0. 0 plus 1 equal 1. 1 power negative 1 equal 1. 1 times e equal e. Look at this example, limited x plus 5 over x plus 3 all power x when x approximated to infinity. We can solve this example by two methods. I will solve the first method here by write limited when x approximated to infinity. Right here x plus 3 and 2. I will convert 5 here to be 3 plus 2 and divided x plus 3 about the numerator and 2 divided by the numerator here x plus 3 all power x. And then we can simplify it, x approximated to infinity. Here it will be 1 and here equal 2 over x plus 3 all power x. The result here about this base what? We must convert this base like the power. So we must add 3 and subtract by 3 to the power. We must add here 3 and subtract by 3. Okay, I add 3 and subtract 3. Why? To get the rule about this function 1 plus 2 over x plus 3 all power 3 multiplication by limited when x approximated to infinity about the same function power negative 3. Right, 1 plus 2 over x plus 3 all power negative 3. The result here about this function what? We have here x plus 3 in the power. Okay, I write x plus 3 about the first limited and second limited about power negative 3. This result here, the base equals the power. So the result here will be e power 2. E power 2. And here, if we put x equal infinity here, infinity plus 3 equal infinity. 2 over infinity equal 0. 1 plus 0 equal 1. 1 power negative 3 equal 1. So the result will be 1 multiplication by e power 2. So the result will be e power 2. I will solve this example by another method, or look at with me about this space. I will divide it by x, about all the term here, about numerator and numerator. We have here limited when x approximated to infinity. About the function, I will divide it by what? Divided by x, about numerator and numerator, or multiplication by 1 over x. Numerator and numerator, it's the same like about result. The result will be 1 plus 5 over x over 1 plus 3 over x, all power x. We can distribute the power about the base and the power. We can write here using distributive about the power, and the limited, write it here, x approximated to infinity here, and the limited when x approximated to infinity here. The result about the power will be e power 5, and about the result here e power 3, and divided between them it will be e power 5 and 3, it will be e power 2. Understood? Look at this example. I will solve this example by two methods. Okay, first method, we can convert 7 equal 3 plus 4, and then we can divide it the numerator by the numerator and divide it two parts, two function here, and put x equal infinity in the first and second by using the rule to find the result. Okay, look at here. I will write limited when x approximated to infinity about the function x plus 3 plus 4 over x plus 3 over here x plus 3. Okay, I write 7, cancel 7, and write 3 plus 4, and the power here x plus 4. Okay, I will distribute it. The result here, first limited when x approximated to infinity, it will be 1 plus 4 over x plus 3, all power x plus 4. We can convert this multiplication by the same limited about the same function, all the power 4. If we find the result about multiplication, then the result will be get x plus 4, because we have the same base here. If we find the result about multiplication about to the same base, we must add the two power them. In this example, we want to find the result. Look at here, x approximated to infinity, so we must add here 3. I will add 3 plus left hand side and right hand side. The result will be x plus 3 approximated to infinity. About this result, it will be e power 4. E power 4. And here both x equal infinity. Infinity plus 3 equals 0. Infinity 4 over infinity equals 0. 1 plus 0 equal 1. 1 power 4 equal 1. So the result will be e power 4. You can solve this example by another method, by divided by x about all terms, such that question, last question I solved it by two methods. Okay, you can solve this example by another method by divided x about all term here, and then you will get it e power 4. It's easy for you. You can solve it with yourself. Okay, look at this example. Limit of this function e power 4x minus 1 over 5x. We can write 1 over 5 here. 5 put outside commission. Put 1 over 5 outside here. About limited when x approximated to 0, e power 4x minus 1 over x. The result here equal what? It will be 4 about the function when this function here approximated to 0. 1 over 5 multiplication by the result about this function, it will be 4. It will be, the result will be 4 over 5. Okay, why we solve this example here? Look at here. I will tell you the rule about this example. Look at this rule here. Limited when x approximated to 0 about this function e power x minus 1 over x, it will be equal 1. Why? Because the result will be logarithm about the base e about e. Logarithm e to the base e equal 1. But if we have here such that 2 here, we must put 2 here. So the result will be logarithm here e to the base e and drop e power outside. It will be 2 multiplication by 1 equal 2. So the result will be 2. Okay, so the result here e power 2x minus 1 over x, it will be equal what? Equal 2. If we change the power here 4, it will be 4, and so on. So you must know this rule. Limited when x approximated to 0 about e power x minus 1 over x, it will be equal 1. And the power here, if we change the power here and write 2 times 1 equal 2, write 4 like this example, it will be 1 times 4 equal 4, and so on. Okay, this is the rule about this example. So you must know this rule. Limited when x approximated to 0 about function e power x minus 1 over x, it will be equal what? 1. Write the power of coefficient of x here 1. Okay, limited e power x minus sin x minus 1 over x. We can replace the 2 term behind them. Limited when x approximated to 0 about the function e power x minus 1 over x, subtract this function limited when x approximated to 0 sin x over x. We know the result about this function, it will be 1, and the result about this function, it will be 1. We solved this example last question. 1 minus 1 equal 0. Limited when x approximated to 0 about the function 5 power x minus 1 over 3 power x minus 1. We can simplify it. The function limited when x approximated to 0. This function I will divide it by x to numerator and numerator to write the rule 5 power x minus 1 over x, and here 3 power x minus 1 over x. We can find the result about numerator here. It will be what? It will be here ln 5, and numerator it will be ln 3. We can write here ln 5 over ln 3, it will be log 5 to the base e, okay, divided by log 3 to the base e, and then you can write log 5 over log e divided by log 3 divided by log e, and then write log 5 over log e multiplication by log e over log 3. We can cancel log by log, so the result will be here what? It will be log 5 over log 3. So ln 5 over ln 3, it's equality of logarithm 5 over logarithm 3. You must use this rule. Again, ln 5 over ln 3 equal logarithm 5 over logarithm 3. Understood? Limited when x approximated to 0 e power negative x minus 1 over x, the result will be negative 1. The result will be here negative 1. We use the rule here. Limit when x approximated to 0 about e power ex subtract by 1 over x, it will be e. Okay, put the rule, this rule in your mind. Okay, if you cancelled a here and we will write 1, write 4, the result will be 4, and so on. Okay, we want to find the limit about the function equal space. Look at here, I will write third outside here. The result will be third multiplication by limit when x approximated to 0 about 2 power x minus 1 over x. The result about this function, it will be ln 2 multiplication by third. The result will be third multiplication by ln 2. Limited e power x subtract cosine x over x. We can put 0 here. The result will be e power 0 subtract cosine 0 over 0. The result here e power 0 equal 1, subtract cosine 0 equal 1 over 0, 0 over 0, undefined. So we must solve it by this rule. We can cancel cosine x here by using identity. We know cosine x equal 1 subtract 2 sine power 2x over 2. We must cancel x here. I will write limited when x equal approximately to 0. How is the function? E power x subtract by 1 subtract 2 sine power 2x over 2, half of this angle. Okay, all divided by x. And then we must distribute the negative by the expression here and divide it to expression. Okay, the way you do it, I will find the rule. We know limited when x approximated to 0 about e power x subtracted by 1 over x, it will be 1 about this result. Understood? So okay, negative times negative equal positive. Write positive here and distribute the limited to term here to function limited about x power 0 about this function negative times negative equal positive. Write 2 sine power 2x over 2 over x when x approximated to 0. Okay, this result will be 1. And here to write outside here limited when x approximated to 0 about this function about I can write sine x over 2 here over x multiplication by sine x over 2 multiplication between them. Okay, I use this why to want to find the rule. Okay, this function here, if we divide it here by 2, it's meaning what? We can write here 2 down, write 2 here down. To find the result about limited here, it will be 1 because the angle equals the angle. So the result here will be 1 plus 1 multiplication about here. Put x equals 0 here, 0, sine 0 equals 0. Understood? So the result will be 1 plus 0, the result will be 1. You must know these properties about this example. It's very easy, don't worry. You must pay attention about these steps and you must be punctual about all steps here. We have 2 sine power 2x. I have a rule. If the angle equals the angle and the limited about x equals 0, we can find x over 2 to get the exact result by using the rule. Here will be 1 times 0 equals 0, 0 plus 1 equals 1. Okay, so we can write here the rule. Do you remember the rules about cosine x? Cosine x equal what? 1 subtract 2 sine power 2x over 2. Okay, or you can write 2 cosine power 2 x over 2 subtract by 1, or cosine power 2 x over 2 subtract sine power 2 x over 2. The identity about cosine x. If we put here twice about angle, it will be cosine power 2x subtract sine power 2x. If we cancel here or write 2 here, cancel 2 in the numerator. Then in this rule we must write half of angle. Half of angle here, here, here. Okay. In this example I must use sine. Why? Because sine 0 equal 1. To get e power x minus 1. Understood this properties? We must using 1 subtract 2 sine power 2 x power 2. Why? Because negative 1 I will get it here. But if you put in this identity here 2 cosine power 2 x minus 1, you will get here positive e power x minus 1. It's not the rule. The rule tell us e power x minus 1 over x when x is approximately to 0, the result will be 1. So you must write here 1 subtract 2 sine power 2 x power 2 to find the result. Limited e power 10x subtract 1 over tan 2x. We can cancel tan 2x because we have the difference angle here. We can cancel tan 2x by using the rule. We know tan 2x equal, do you remember the rule? 2 tan x subtract between 1 subtract tan power 2x. The rule about secondary 1, you get this rule about secondary 1. Okay, tan 2x equal 2 tan x over 1 subtract tan power 2x. You can cancel tan 2x in this example. Then limited when x approximated to 0 about the power here 10x e power 10x minus 1 over 10 to x. We can write 2 10x over 1 subtract 10 power 2x and write this denominator here up. Then limited when x approximated to 0 about this function 1 subtract 10 power 2x, write the base in the numerator here and distributed the limited about x approximated to 0 about this function e power 10x minus 1 over 2 10x. Put x equals 0 here. 10 0 equal 1, 1 minus 1, 10 0 equals 0, 1 minus 0 equal 1. Multiplication 1. This function here we have half outside. Write 2 outside here, write 2 here in the numerator, half outside here, it will be half. Multiplication by e power 10x minus 1 over 10x, it will be 1. This is the rule. We have the rule here. This function, the result will be 1. So the result 1 times half times 1, it will be what? It will be half. So the result about this limited, it will be what? It will be 1 over 2, it will be half. Understood? You must know this properties about 10. Okay? This rule, you must know it. But here, why we do it? Because we have here this angle 2x and this angle x. This angle must be like this angle to find the rule. But we haven't here x. So you must know this identity to find the result. Put 10 to x equal to 10x over 1 subtract 10 power 2x and then the result will be 1 over 2. E power, look at here, limited when x approximates to 0, 1 plus x all power 2 over x, 1 subtract x all power 3 over x. We can use the rule here, limited when x approximated to 0, 1 plus x all power 2 over x over limited when x approximated to 0, 1 subtract x all power 3 of x. The result here about numerator, it will be e power, what here? We have here 1 of x times 2, it's meaning here 1 over x multiplication all power 2. So the result about inside here e power 2. And the numerator here, look at the sign negative and here 3. So the result will be e power negative 3. Then you can find the result by subtracting 2 power here because we have the same base here 2 plus 3. The result will be e power 5. Limited when x approximated to 1, ln x over x minus 1 equal space. We know the rule. Limited when x approximated to 0 about ln of x plus 1 over x, it will be what? It will be equal 1. Understood? This rule. But this angle, you must change all the unknown here. But in this example, put x minus y in space equal y. Put x minus 1 equal y. Okay, here. Then x will be 1 plus y. Then in this limited, when x approximated to 1, put x, cancel x here and write what? 1 plus y. Right here, put x and write what? 1 plus y. Okay. Okay. When x approximated to 1 here, then y will be approximated to 0. Then it will be what? Y approximated to 0. Y when x approximated to 1 here, put x equal 1, then y will be equal 0. Then when x approximated to 1, then y will be approximated to 0. And this function, put x equal what? Cancel x and write 1 plus y. Here, cancel x and write 1 plus y. Then ln 1 plus y over x minus 1 equal y. So you get here the rule. Look at this rule here. Ln x plus 1 over x equal 1 about x approximated to 0. It's like it. 1 plus y over y. It's meaning x plus 1 over x about the unknown equal 0. So the result will be equal 1. The result will be y1.